how to fly these jets. Now, you know what? I mean, we do it with other countries, and those are people who are mad are really just, well, the people who are, what was it, Muslim intolerant. Man, we ain't gonna call you Islamophobe. We gonna call y'all Islam intolerant because y'all do not tolerate no parts of Islam. But hey, it is what it is. Shout out to my man Jay. He said, man, get that mic away from Demented Joe. Yo, Dr. Jill. No, for real, because man, this man is wilding. He said he plagiarized my policies. Like, what you mean? Y'all did the same thing with Kamala Harris when she started saying no tax on tips. I mean, really? Plagiarizing policy. It's all right as long as you enact on them. If you enact on the plagiarizing policies, if it's a good policy, it is what it is. Like, who cares? But shout out. He said Melania is testament to Trump and US. Not surprised she made that happen. Yeah, shout out to Melania Trump because hey, she was able to go ahead and send that letter to Putin and it was able to get some kids pretty much released back to Ukraine. So, I mean, once again, shout out. I mean, hey, man, it's the kids.
He's sitting next to a member of the Qatari royal family there, just to be clear.
Probably the biggest achievement,
Loki. Everyone off guard. The administration greenlighting a plan for Qatar to build an Air Force facility in Idaho. And Trump's base is livid about it. Far-right activist Laura Loomer, who has Trump's ear, highly influential in MAGA world, lashing out. One of her posts, she says, what the hell is going on? Why are we trying to train more Muslims how to fly planes on U.S. soil? Didn't we already learn our lesson? Why are we encouraging more Islamic infiltration?
Like, bro, chill. Lord Luma need to chill, bro. Like, look, I agree with Lord Luma on a lot, but I promise you, when it comes to Muslims, she has like a radical hatred for them that doesn't make any goddamn sense. She was even criticizing Hegseth with one of Hegseth's tattoos that was in Arabic. And pretty much saying, so what is this, Hegseth? I thought we were friends. Like, how can you sit here and agree to train these Muslims? It's like, sis, like, chill. Like, you know, there are some cool Muslims out there. Not all of them are radical jihadists. You know that, right? Well, I hope she does. I hope. I'm praying. But Melania. Oh, sorry, Melania. Sorry, my man. He says Melania said, what the fuck? My bad. My bad. Melania.
Of our country by the founders of Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. This is very bad for our national security. And by the way, she had a lot more where that came from. Laura Loomer, in fact, has fired off about 40 more posts on X, slamming the decision. 40 posts on this today.
Watch. That's what I'm saying. She's radical, bro. She's literally radical with her hatred for Islam. It makes no sense, and low-key does turn me off to her a lot. But outside of her hatred for Islam, she's pretty damn agreeable. But bro, it's just too much. It's like anytime. Oh, these Muslims, this, that, the third. How can we sit here and do this? She literally put the United States as the Qatarian flag. I'm like, sis, you're taking this way too far. Way too far.
At one point, writing, this is where I draw the line. I am not voting in 2026. And then Steve Bannon came out and told Newsweek there should never be a military base of a foreign power on the sacred soil of America. Now, to clarify, Qatar is building a facility to house a squadron of F-15 pilots and teams.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I had to look deep into this because honestly, I couldn't believe the premise of it myself. So I had to look into it. I was like, okay, they're just building a facility for these guys to live in so they can go ahead and be trained on the jet. So this isn't really that big of a problem, and we've done it with other countries before. But for some reason, now that Muslims are coming over here, it's been radicalized for something that it's not. I mean, like I said, bro, the right needs to chill out with this Muslim hatred because it's not a good look.
I mean, that's a lot of Qatari military personnel on an existing U.S. base. And maybe there are serious security concerns with that. But there are concerns. There are when it comes to corruption. For one, this is the same country that gifted Trump the luxury jet. Remember the jet?
No, gifted the Air Force. Gifted the Air Force the jet. I mean, Trump ain't taking that jet out when he leaves. The Air Force, Trump, I'm sorry, but the financial minister of Qatar gifted the Air Force the jet because you're not allowed to give the president as a gift like that. And I mean, we all know this. We know it's against the law, so I don't even know why everybody's trying to do it. But yes, it was gifted to the United States Air Force.
Price tag on it was $400 million. The jet that Trump wants to use.
It's a really nice jet.
Force One, right? That was Qatar. And by the way, when it comes to money, because it always does, Trump's family and the Qataris are business partners now. Eric Trump recently unveiled plans for a new golf course and a beachside resort in Qatar. And Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has raised billions of dollars from several Middle Eastern countries, including Qatar.
I mean, come on now.
Qatar is also central to the Trump's Middle East crypto strategy, which,
I mean, sweetheart, what Middle Eastern guy had? I mean, I'm sorry, but what business guy hasn't made money off the Middle East? It's like saying, like, it's like complaining about business people who make money in China. It's like, come on now, who doesn't? Who doesn't have business ties in the Middle East? Because you're going to be hard pressed to find some. I mean, there's a lot on the left and the right. So, I mean, framing that as a point of suspicion, it's a bit unfair. But I'll let her cook.
which is now the bulk of his net worth, helped make his children billionaires. Most recently, Qatar also made sure to stay in Trump's good graces by rolling out the red carpet for the president during his visit as president.
Yeah, also, yeah, shout out Hellbase. Like, yeah, and yet they don't mention how late the ordered one is. Yes, they already ordered one, and Boeing is taking a sweet time with it. So the Qatar jet is supposed to be like a stand-in. But even the Qatar jet is being suited up because they had to inspect it for cameras and all that good stuff because we don't trust any country, to be real with you. And why would we? So it had to be inspected for cameras, and then it had to be suited to be Air Force One as well. So even the Qatari jet is going to take some time to be available to the president.
Fighter jets escorted Air Force One into the airspace of Qatar. On the ground, the spectacle had Cybertrucks, horses, and camels. A welcome for a royal. But on top of all of that, there is this. Trump just signed an executive order defending Qatar's security, giving NATO-level security guarantees to Qatar. Which, by the way, just to be clear about what that could mean, I mean, it should be obvious, but I guess I should also note that Qatar has been hit with missiles from Iran and Israel, both in the past 3 months. It's an incredible series of events.
Hold on now. Come on now. You're not going to sit here and try to say that, oh, we can get dragged into a war with Qatar when the Qatarians are the only people mediating these peace deals with these Middle Eastern countries. The only reason we can talk to adversarial Middle Eastern countries is through Qatar. I mean, you can't sit there and fault them for that. What was that last thing that she said?
What that could mean, I mean, it should be obvious, but I guess I should also note that Qatar has been hit with missiles from Iran and Israel.
Yeah, Iran hit Qatar because of America. I mean, and they didn't even hit Qatar. They warned Qatar or the US about the missile coming towards the military base, and it was intercepted quite easily. So you can't sit there and blame the Qataris because they were only attacked because there was an American base there for the strike that we did on them. I mean, well, like, come on now, let's make sense here.
Both in the past 3 months. It's an incredible.
In Israel, I mean, the bombing Israel did was completely off base. Like, I don't even know why they did it. I don't know what made them think that was going to be okay to just sit there and bomb an allied country that really did nothing wrong, but pretty much try to hold negotiations, and they got bombed for it.
Incredible series of events. I mean, by the way, in any case, it's an incredible series of events to lay all that out. I can't even believe I'm saying it, and this is real, but it is. But then there's also this, what Trump actually said in the past on the record about the Qataris before they showered him with gifts and money.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level.
And that right there is a big part of why Maga is breaking with Trump over this Qatari Air Force facility in the state of Idaho. But by the way, this is not the only crack splitting the Maga world. This was today, but Joe Rogan has spoken out, tearing into Trump's immigration policy.
Let's just talk about the immigration thing. The way it looks is horrific. When you're just arrested.
I mean, I know, because the immigration problem is horrific. So when you got to solve it, you got to solve the problem. You just can't sit there and let it fester because, oh, it just looks bad cleaning it up. And also, it's kind of crazy because these guys will be the first one to say that I mean, you know, the Republicans have the worst coverage on Muslims and all this good stuff. They're Islamophobe, and there's some truth to that. But the fact that they're trying to bastardize the relationship with Qatar, I mean, let's be real. They're trying to feed into the division that MAGA has over, well, they're feeling with Muslims. Because let's be real. I mean, half of MAGA, we don't really hate Muslims. And then the other half that completely despises them. And we do kind of meet in the middle, and there is some contention there. where I'm gonna sit here and I'm like, bro, I mean, I'm not sure what the deal with training pilots. You're like, Set, you don't understand they could fly it into another building and want. I'm just like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. So, like I said, there's two different sides on MAGA. One side is going like, yo, how could Trump do this? The other side is going like, yeah, you guys are tripping over a living facility. So you're right, there is a bit of a division, but hey, man, if you guys want to sit here and let mainstream media sow it even more, it is what it is. But I would honestly like to hear some decent arguments on why we can't train them. I mean, they allow a military base. We have a full-blown military base in Qatar, and we're crying over a living facility? I mean, come on, guys. Let's be real. Let's be real. And shout out to Asher Rose. She says, open the lines. And then don't worry, we're almost there. I think we're like about 48 away, I believe. Hold on, let me check that. But shout out to Asher Rose and shout out to my man Hellbat. Joe let CNN points cloud his view. It's a damn shame. I mean, ain't that the truth? He's like, it just looks horrible on paper. It's like, bro, we got 10, 20 million people in here. How do you think it's going to look? And they're hiding all over the United States, and a lot of them are in these sanctuary cities. So there is no clean way of doing this.
And people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
That everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, if the parents had a heart, they wouldn't put their kid in that situation. You come over here illegally, you never get your paper right. You've been here for 10 years, you have kids, and you put yourself in danger of being separated from your family. Like, what type of irresponsible person is that? I mean, let's be real. They deserve everything that's coming to them. I mean, why didn't you get your paperwork settled so you can always be with your kid? Just in case a president never comes around that's the one to take the immigration policy seriously. That's the problem. And we let the problem fester for too long to where now it looks bad. Yeah, it's going to look bad because we let the problem get that bad. It is what it is. Wait, she said, what the hell, Sad? Asher said, open those lines. Hey, we got to hit goal first. We got to make sure we hit goal. But don't worry, we're almost there. Actually, we're literally like 50 away from hitting goal. So we're almost there.
Tucker
So shout out my
Carlson
man
going after the
Vladstein,
administration for
Asher,
using Charlie Kirk's assassination
and
to
Hellbat.
try to silence critics.
Because they can tell you what to say. They're telling you what to think. There is nothing they can't do to you because they don't consider you human. They don't believe you have a soul.
And when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, Marjorie Taylor Greene slamming a statement by the White House that labeled any support for the release of the Epstein files as a, quote, hostile act.
The hostile act has been against these women for so many years now.
I can agree to that.
The hostile act is covering up for Jeffrey Epstein and everyone else that's been involved.
I mean, we're all in agreement with Marjorie Taylor Greene when it comes to the Epstein files. I mean, let's be real. We're in agreement with like the Dems when it comes to the Epstein files. All of it should be released. I mean, nobody's hiding this. I mean, or not us. I mean, we don't want it to be hidden. I know you, Lord knows y'all don't want it to be hidden. You ask for the release of Epstein files every day in my chat. So nobody wants us to be hidden. And it's really just, honestly, I guess everybody's either working through the evidence, and for some reason, the only reason we're getting more of the Epstein files is because of Kohana and Massey. So because of those two are just steamrolling this, I mean, shout out to them. So honestly, I don't even really know why there's the harassment on the right over the release of the Epstein files. I don't even know why they're saying that we're protecting it. Because if you actually look at reality, both sides are working towards the release of the Epstein file. So you guys saying that we're protecting pedos, I mean, do you not see what Marjorie Taylor and Thomas Massey are doing? I thought so.
In this, and that's the real hostile
Probably
act.
don't.
Kristen Holmes is out front live outside the White House. And, you know, Kristen, obviously we're putting in the context of so many issues where there are fault lines. But tonight, real anger in MAGA world about this latest announcement. What are you learning?
Yeah, there is real anger about that. And I do want to talk about the cracks overall, because I actually think what we just learned moments ago, which is not about the Air Force Base, but actually about these federal worker layoffs, is going to cause real strain on the relationship between the administration and a lot of Republicans on Capitol Hill, because we've just learned in a court filing that more than 4,000 federal workers were laid off today. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like, it's about 315 workers at the Department of Commerce, 466 workers at the Department of Education, 187 at the Department of Energy. That list goes on and on. A couple things to point out here. There were already reservations among Republicans as to how this shutdown was being handled. We've heard them speak out about it. The fact that the House has not been called into session. The fact that these workers' pay was being threatened. We heard President Trump saying some workers didn't deserve to get paid, and at one point saying they were going to look at the law differently, the law he signed in 2019, to say that they wouldn't have to pay those furloughed workers. But now you have a complete restructuring of the federal workforce. Of course, we know that the president has extended powers during a government shutdown, but it's really unprecedented to use them in this way to restructure the government essentially in your image. Because what we know from Russell Vought, the head of the Office of Management and Budget.
I mean, if y'all not liking how Trump got to play with the budget, then we'll go ahead and reopen the government and everybody can go ahead and get paid again. Like I said, the Dems are the one that shut it down, and they kind of left themselves in the clutches of Trump while also crying about how bad of a dictator he is, but then going ahead and leave themselves open to be screwed with Trump. I mean, logically just don't make sense. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and keep it on the left with MSNBC.
I'm Chris Hayes. This week, we've been watching protests gather across the country, large and small, planned and impromptu. We saw a massive crowd march through Chicago this week. We covered it live on the air here against the escalating lawlessness there by masked federal agents. Tonight, there was a growing crowd in New York to protest the indictment of State Attorney General Letitia James on direct orders from Donald Trump. More and bigger protests are coming because millions of Americans are appalled with the direction the country is going in, and they refuse to be silenced as their communities are being torn apart. And that explains the incredibly dishonest and downright dangerous new talking point being pushed.
I mean, whose community? Because it's kind of crazy how they never really, interview the black community. They always talk to the white liberals who don't deal with the problem, or the white liberals who abuse the cheap labor that these immigrants provide. It's always hilarious how they don't really talk to the people who this actually hurts. But I mean, man, that's left-leaning media.
By Maga. Republicans on Capitol Hill are claiming that peaceful protesters are part of a terrorist network.